Hey folks, this is Virginia from Outdoor Gear Exchange, and I'm here today to talk about car camping. Car camping is such a fantastic way to get outside. You can take all of your comforts from home, throw it in your car, and get outside under the stars and have a great time with you and your friends. I'm going to go through a few of the things that I like to pack on my car camping adventures. Definitely flexible with what you can bring along, but here are some highlights for me. The joys of car camping is that you can really get exciting with what meals you prepare. Instead of sticking with your small, light, dehydrated foods that you could find for your backpacking adventures, this is where you can really bring heavy items, a double burner stove, big stuff that you wouldn't normally take along. Here's the Primus profile stove. This is a great example of a double burner stove that will get you a few different heat settings so you can do sauteing. You can really get gourmet with these setups and not need to worry about losing flavor or losing fun with your meals outside. Another great way to get some extra space and some extra flexibility with what meals you're preparing is a really solid cooler. This happens to be a 20-quart cooler from Nice. Plenty of room for your beverages, your fruits, your veggies, anything that you'd want to bring. You can throw it in there and have it with you cold for a whole weekend. So speaking of those delicious meals, you got to have your tools to create them. I like to bring a nice cast iron skillet. By no means is it light, but it really heats up things well. You can control temperature and make some scrumptious things out of it. Bonus points if you get some eggs and bacon going in the morning. Also having a pot set for heating water, either for coffee or for your noodles, rice, any sort of starch that you might be bringing along, really handy for that. Thinking about your prep for these delicious meals, a cutting board is a simple piece, but actually goes a long way for making sure that you are organizing all of your prep accordingly, and you can get some really nice chopped veggies, sausage, whatever you desire going. And finally, I'm a big fan of a tasty cup of coffee in the morning. This is my travel coffee kit, as I like to say. Inside, I have an AeroPress, which is a single-serve coffee, along with a hand grinder, so I can take some whole beans, grind them up, and have a nice, fresh cup of joe in the morning. Other things to think about at your campsite are hopefully there's a way to have a fire. It's a really nice way to be social, get some s'mores going, or even cook over. The benefit of having a car and a trunk is that you can throw some firewood in there if you don't want to deal with processing firewood on your own. One note on firewood is that make sure that you're getting it locally and you're not bringing it too many miles away. Don't want to mess with any pests. Another thing to think about in your camping kitchen is your water. So just like any other adventure outside, you want to make sure that you're drinking nice, clean, and tasty water. I have the Platypus Gravity Works filter here. It's fantastic for bigger groups drinking more water, but it also works as a great reservoir for holding clean water. So I can actually fill this up at home and throw it in the car and have easy access water with me for my whole car camping adventure. So moving from our kitchen to our living room, I like to bring a whole bunch of comfort along with me and my car. One of the great ways to do that is with a nice chair. Right here I have a Helinox One chair. It still packs down really small and is really, really comfortable. You'd be amazed how much comfort lives in this small bag. One of my favorite things to bring along. I also like to have some tunes if I don't have any neighbors around. Bumping some beats can be really fun with you and your friends. I have the Outdoor Tech big turtle shell right here. It's Bluetooth connected, waterproof, it even floats. This thing is an amazing, amazing thing to bring along for some fun with you, your car, and your friends. I also really like to bring a blanket along, whether you're going out on fall cold nights or you just don't want to sit on some dirty ground. A blanket is really handy. This is the Nemo Puffin blanket that I have. Packs small, really, really comfortable. I also have a dog and he brings with him a lot of hair, dirt, all sorts of things. So having a blanket where I can just shake it out, not have to worry about bringing all that grime either into the car or into the tent is really great. As the sun sets, you're going to need to think about light at your campsite. A headlamp is always good to bring for any adventure outside, but you also want to set the mood and have some nice lighting around the campsite as well. The Lucy lights are a really fantastic way to do that. They're actually solar paneled, which is really cool, and they can inflate or deflate depending on how much room you have to store them. These happen to be the candle version, so you actually can get a flicker setting. They are very cool, and I love to bring them along. So we've talked about our kitchen, we've talked about our nice and comfy living room. Let's talk about sleeping. I happen to have a Volvo wagon, so I can drop down the seats in the back. My dog and I can cozy up back there if need be. But if it's a nice night and if you got the space for it, it's really great to bring a tent. This is the Big Agnes Tigerwall UL3 tent. It's fantastic. It's just me and my dog most of the time, and it's a 3-person tent, and I'm not worried about bringing an extra big tent because we're car camping. And again, it's a great way to sleep under the stars, have a little bit more room, and really enjoy yourself sleeping. Whether you're sleeping in the car or in the tent, you must bring your sleeping bag, your sleeping pad, and your pillow. I have here the Sea to Summit Spark 2 bag. It's great for the summer, fall, and spring. Really comfortable and cozy. I lay that on top of my Sea to Summit Comfort Light insulated pad. I'm a side sleeper, so this pad is really great for me. I don't need to worry about waking up with half of my body numb. It means that I get to rise with the sun and feel well rested for the day. Last but certainly not least, I mentioned a pillow before. I spent way too many years outside bringing my dry sack and stuffing my layers in there and calling it a day with a pillow. Pillows these days are tiny, they're light, and again, it doesn't matter because we're car camping, but this is a great way to make your sleep infinitely more comfortable. One of my must-bring items. This is a Nemo pillow, but anyone will do. One final thing is that I am often out adventuring with my dog, and he gets dirty, I get dirty, and I've found it really handy to bring along some pack towels. If we've just gone swimming or if we got muddy, this is a great way to towel down and ensure that you're crawling into bed as clean and comfortable as you can. That's all I've got for you folks today. Thanks for listening. Car camping is such a wonderful way to get outside. It's fun, it's easy, it's comfortable. You can bring your dog, your friends, and anything you want to. If you have any questions, you can reach out at www.gearx.com. Again, thanks for listening and have fun out there.